That's my husband. Most of you know him. Thank you guys so much for being here. I know we've said thank you to Brad and Denise for hosting. I'm so grateful that you opened up your homes. And to my party planning folks, Amy and Mina and Melika and Lila and my mom, Lynn, thank you so much for putting on this amazing night. It means so much to me. And local vendors and supporters that have come out and donated as well. And to my family, my mentor, Joanne Folly. And I want to also acknowledge Darlene Neslin, who is the president of our Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association. Thank you for your support and confidence, and for all of our teachers, administrators, and staff that are here from FSD. Your support and your partnership is so meaningful to me. Planning this day, we've been planning this for a few months. I knew it would be amazing, but seeing you all here, there's nothing that compares to this joy of seeing my people and seeing your faces, my friends. Because you all are my family, and you give me courage to do this work. And I want to share with you how running for Fullerton School Board has been a journey for me of expanding my concept of family and widening my circle and invite you into this growing circle of kinship. Because the first question that anyone asks you when you're running for school board is why? And for me, there are a lot of reasons, including wanting to show my daughters what a difference they can make in their own communities. And it also feels like a natural progression of living out my calling of caring for vulnerable children, of using my skills and my experiences that I have gained over the last 20 years as a child advocate, as an educator, and as a mom and a school volunteer. For me, it's a way to love our kids well through action. But I can also see this pattern in my life of both growing and shrinking and growing circles of care and kinship. I spent, as Sandy mentioned, 9 years working for World Vision International, where literally my circle of care was the entire globe. My job and responsibility was to care for, advocate for children around the globe who experience violence, poverty, injustice, inequity, and to fight for them. And I would sit with children in Cambodia that were picking trash instead of going to school, or bring children from villages in Kenya to the UN to speak about the issues that affected their lives and have relationship with people in power to talk about those things. And then I had 2 babies, and we moved to Fullerton, and my circle shrank. And I focused on play dates and naps and things like that, even while my heart longed to make a difference for all the children in the world.
Seriously.
And it was about that time that I was with my friend Bethany, and I saw a quote by Mother Teresa. And it said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." And to be honest, when I first saw that, I wanted to say BS. Because it seemed too small. And my 2 children seemed like a limitation when the whole world needed to change. But in the years since that I first saw that quote, and the decade more that I've been a mother, I have learned that my idea of family is just the starting place. That my concept of family was much too small. And I've learned instead that we are all kin to one another. So the Jesuit priest and founder of Homeboy Industries, Father Greg Boyle, one of my favorite heroes, he says that there is no need for an in crowd if everyone is in it. And instead, he says we need to be working towards kinship. So there is no daylight to separate us, only kinship, inching ourselves closer to creating a community of kinship such that God would recognize it. And then we imagine no one standing outside of the circle, but moving ourselves closer to the margins so that the margins themselves are erased. My concept of kinship has grown. Look at it today. As a teacher, it has grown as I've grown to love the students and take pride in their success. My Live to Free students, alumni, and present, I love them as my own daughters. It includes the Santa Ana High School students in the program that I started, where the boys were being recruited into gangs and the girls knew their peers were being sold in prostitution on the streets. And over weeks and months of working with them, talking about human trafficking, hearing their stories, I realized they were my community too. My kin includes the clients at the downtown food bank where my daughters and I serve every other week, because their well-being is our well-being. And as a PTA leader and volunteer at the school at Raymond Elementary, I have seen that when we love our teachers well and our staff and we support them and they know we have their back, they love our children well. And their well-being is our well-being. And I've grown to love my Raymond folks as my family. The students, the parents, the grandmas, the teachers, the PTA moms, the Girl Scout moms, my comadres that are helping to raise my daughters. And I've learned through my own children that when I love them well, that overflow of love makes a difference for others in their classrooms, on the playgrounds, and with their friends. When I was considering running for school board, and I wondered if I could really do this, because it's scary, guys. I felt a spiritual invitation to enlarge my circle, to care for and love and recognize all of Fullerton School District children as God loves and cares and delights in them. So Mother Teresa taught me that I had drawn my circle of family much too small. But this bigger circle of care and kinship, when we begin to see that everyone is in, everyone is kin, and everyone is family. So then if we want to change the world, we go home or we go out and love our family well. So for me, practically what that means, loving well, means 4 things I want to tell you about. First, it's promoting mental health for our kids. Our kids are suffering from the trauma of COVID-19 as well as racial injustice, so much so that the Academy of Pediatrics in Psychiatry for Children in 2021 declared a national emergency in children's mental health. And we have to respond to this emergency. We know that kids can't learn well in the classroom when they're in constant states of stress and trauma. So our teachers need help making sure that they're teaching the skills the kids need to learn well in the classroom. But they also need support from mental health professionals so that they don't have to act as the therapist or deal with discipline issues that are a result of this trauma. So yes, our school district has responded, but we need to continue to support our teachers and our staff, and we need to make sure that the money is there even when the COVID funds run out. Second is that we need to make sure that our diversity, equity, and inclusion measures mean something for our kids and for our staff and our community. We need to make sure our teachers are defended. You know, teachers went from being heroes during the beginning of the pandemic to now politicized, criticized, and worse. They're accused of indoctrinating our students, and I am instead for trusting our teachers, for supporting them, giving them authority to teach history accurately, and to have the hard conversations, trusting that our teachers and our kids can handle it, that they have to have those conversations for us to grow, and that we want to give our kids the language, the experience, the ways to identify injustice in any form that they see it, as well as the experience to know that they have the power to do something about it. Third, I want to make sure that we are committed to protecting our kids, both on campus and online. Our kids' safety is number 1. I will always stand up and do everything possible within a board member's power to ensure our kids are safe at school, as well as the community leader using that voice. But I also, I'm a child protection expert, and I'm concerned about the fact that our children are exploited online, and we need to do something about that. I want to change the way our district approaches teaching our kids about child protection, and especially the threat of online exploitation and abuse through the tablets and the devices that we provide for them. Our kids, our teachers, our staff, our families need to feel empowered to know how to keep our kids safe from the beginning. Because online exploration is a part of a 21st century education. Our kids need to know how to stay safe from the beginning. And finally, my strategic approach of how to do this is to listen. I have years of experience as a child participation expert of mobilizing young people as well as leaders to bring people together, to have conversations and discern what's best for young people. I love empowering youth to come to places of power and speak about the issues that affect them and their ideas for change, because they always have good ideas for how to make things better. I want to make sure that we work together as a community so that every student, no matter what their family's economic situation, their race, their culture, their gender, their identity, their status, their orientation, that they know that they are welcome, that their needs are met, and they have expanding opportunities to thrive in an excellent public education. I want to be the mama on the board. Yes. The smart mama on the board. Keep our kids safe. I want to be your friend that you come to when things aren't going well, but you have ideas and we work together to make them better. I want to be the policymaker that does the research, that listens, that discerns what's best for all of our community and makes decisions for all of our family. And I want you to join me in this. I want you to share this vision where all of our Fullerton School District students are our kids, our kin, our family. And we go home, and we love them well, and we change the world. We have one other guest that's joined us.
Go ahead, you introduce him.
Yeah, I will. Congressman Lou Correa. Would you come and join us?